who likes who likes superfluous um tier lists and really bad video production, because I'm not going to edit this at all. Yeah, we're doing tier lists today. You might be saying, hey, that's something you do when you stream or whatever, if you care about that. Um, because I just had these ones on my mind and I want to do them, and I don't care enough to make effort out of it. So fuck you. Um, we got Rockstar, Valve Games, and Counter Strike 2 weapons right now, but I don't know. That's probably just stick with those three. Anyway, let's go over them, because who likes sharing thoughts? So the problem with Rockstar Games protagonists is that half of them are absolute nobodies. And that's just because it's like they include the ones from Chinatown Wars or GTA, the stories GTA games, which are just nothing burgers. So for that reason, we have the F category for that. I guess we put Claude Speed, who does nothing. I'm sorry, he's a nobody. That just automatically disqualifies him from being a protagonist. Period. Claude, sorry, Claude, you're also going to go in the F tier category because you say nothing. I mean, I guess he kills his girlfriend, but like, not really. You know, let's just get done with the ones that don't matter at all. Huang Li, yeah, no, sorry. GTA Advance protagonist. Obviously, that's really not going to matter. I can't really see this all that well. Let's get a bit closer. I'm not gonna lie, I've never played the Warriors, so I'm gonna have to throw that in F. Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories. Sorry, nothing there. Now we get to like the actual protagonists of the games. So, okay, starting off with Tommy Vercetti from GTA Vice City. He's cool. I mean, there's a lot of people that really like Tommy. really like Vice City. Um, he certainly encapsulates a GTA protagonist. However, at the end of the day, I think it plays way too heavy into this whole Scarface thing, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, he is a kingpin. It's just that like at the end of the day, it's just a knockoff Scarface. I'm He's cool. He's got a really cool aesthetic. I'm gonna have to throw him in a C tier though. Sorry. Um, Carl Johnson from GTA San Andreas. Um, he was kind of the first GTA protagonist to actually have any form of like humanity in big quotation marks, because he has a story, he has friends, he has foes, and the story kind of goes through these people one after the other. Um, Carl CJ is honestly just a pretty good guy, pretty good protagonist. None of the GTA characters are good people, by the way. I'm gonna put him in a B tier. Nico Bellic. Now, everybody who's anybody knows who's just not 5.5 years old knows that GTA 4 is the best story told from Rockstar, besides maybe Red Dead Redemption. That whole thing, but GTA 4 is the best story out of any of the GTA games. Nico Bellic is such an intrinsically complicated man, um, and he's also really funny unintentionally, like the whole ball scratch thing. Um, for that, I think I'm gonna give him an A tier. Give him a top A tier. It's just how it is. Actually, no. Low S tier for Nico Bellic. He is the best like mainline GTA protagonist. I think. I'm gonna throw that there. Johnny Klebitz from uh the Lost and the Damned. Yeah, I forgot I was gonna have music playing. Yeah, let's just have some of that in the background. Anyway, Johnny Klebitz. He's okay. I mean, he's just kind of a mean biker guy, which is cool and all, and makes him a good GTA protagonist, I guess. But his story is kind of nothing. It's just, hey, these assholes on my motorcycle are being assholes, so he deals with them. and then he appears for 5 seconds in GTA's story in GTA 5 story before getting murked by Trevor. And the Lost MC just kind of transforms back into another generic biker gang. So Johnny doesn't make much of a stand. Doesn't really do much of anything. Low C tier. Luis from The Ballad of Gay Tony. He's also pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. He's got a bit of complexity to him, but end of the day, he just kind of fits like Dominican tough guy role. He's cool. He's comedic, though the voice actor for him does a really good job. And his whole back and forth with Tony throughout the entirety of the expansion game is just great. Just great and awesome. And Luis is a badass and all that and does cool things. But as a character, he's not super duper complex. Low B tier. Michael DeSanta, you're a good kid, Franklin. I don't honestly know where to put Michael DeSanta. I've been pretty adamant with the fact that wasn't I gonna rank? I was gonna rank Rockstar games as well. Anyway, Michael DeSanta. I've been pretty adamant with the fact that GTA 5 story is way stepped down from GTA 4, in my opinion. It's very babyified, baby's first GTA, you know. And I mean that kind of still stands up. Still a good story though. Michael DeSanta, he's funny, he's good, he's comedic, he's also a rat, kind of and definitely an asshole. I'm gonna put him high B above CJ. Yeah, I don't care enough to explain myself. Now, Franklin Clinton. Franklin also has all of the voice actors for the GTA 5 characters are just great, you know, especially with what they've done afterwards, like Ned Luke. Honestly, I'd be putting, if it was just based on Ned Luke himself, I'd be putting Michael DeSanta way higher because that dude's funny as hell. Franklin Clinton, again, as a character, he's just kind of a blank slate of a human being. Just a gangster that turns into a high life gangster, and that's kind of all it turns out to be. There's no he's too much of an asshole to be with his girlfriend or whatever, and by the end he's still an asshole, so he doesn't complete the arc. Or actually, no, the very, very end, I think he eventually... Whatever, it doesn't matter. That's GTA Online stuff. Franklin Clinton as a man is just another blank slate of a human being. I'm honestly going to have to give him a high C. Yeah, high C tier. Trevor Phillips. I mean, Trevor Phillips is Trevor Phillips. He's very emotionally complex. He's the most GTA protagonist out of any of the GTA protagonists. I will say that. You can understand. Like, if Franklin Clinton decided to start blasting fools on the random, if Louise was just one of those GTA murder sprees, I couldn't see that, honestly. Trevor definitely can. I'll throw him in the A tier for that alone. I still don't think any of them reach the emotional complexity or, like, character pull that I feel with Nico Bellic. That's why none of them are getting above that. Now, Red Harlow from Red Revolver. Barely a character. Just a gunslinger at best. At worst, he's nobody. Insert another blank slate, but without any of the actual character of the blank slates I've mentioned. John Marston. John Marston is great. He's also a huge asshole in the first game. He's a really not a nice fellow, which, I mean, makes sense. He's an outlaw cowboy. I will give him give him a low, give him a B above CJ. Yeah. I'll just probably give it a toss to him. He has a bit more stuff with him going on. Anyway, now we're on to Arthur Morgan, and I honestly can't say anything more that hasn't been said. Arthur Morgan sits at the very top. And that's not me glazing Red Dead Redemption 2. You can find plenty of people who want to glaze the shit out of Red Dead Redemption 2. There's this big video that I've talked to some friends about, by Nakey Jakey, where he reviewed Red Dead Redemption 2 when it first came out, and it was like baby shit, dumbass fart. But the story is really good. That's the one thing about all of the Rockstar games here. All with big exceptions for all these early ones, like Liberty City Stories and GTA Advance, is that even if the gameplay kind of sucks, the stories are always great, no matter what. God, I'm in Painesville right now. Of course, some exceptions to that, even with like Johnny Klebitz. But stories are always great. Arthur Morgan is just the most complex Rockstar Games protagonist, and that's also because he's the most recent Rockstar protagonist. So the writing has really gone up the levels and given him that the chance to shine and show us him. You might be saying, who could surpass Arthur Morgan? And nobody. I'm sorry to tell you that. Nobody can. But I can tell you a man who comes really damn close. And that's Max Payne. Because Max Payne is awesome. I love Max Payne so much. Max Payne 3 is seriously like one of my favorite games of all time. And I'm saying that with Brink on the table, okay? So you know it's getting kind of serious. Anyway, Max Payne is a character. In the first game, I'm gonna admit he's not as fleshed out. He still has character, but in the second and third game is where you kind of really get to him, especially the third game. You can see his witty sense of humor, but also his like really cynical, alcoholic dad vibe he's got going on. He's kind of like Michael DeSanta, and I think they knew that when they gave Michael Max Payne haircuts in GTA 5. But it's just he's just so cool. Max Payne is just so cool and so awesome, and he's a good guy, but he's also like the unluckiest good guy. There's so much horrible shit that happens to him, and I can't even blame him for becoming an alcoholic. Anyway, past him, we got Jimmy Hopkins from Bully, Canis Canum Edit. Bully's a cool game. I like Bully a lot. I think Bully's still a bit slept on. I say slept on, but Bully's also one of the most popular. All these games are super popular, is my point. None of these are sleeper hits or anything. Jimmy Hopkins. Jimmy Hopkins is great and cool, but he's also an asshole. He does have a character arc where he actually learns to, like, appreciate his friends. That being said, there's only so much you could do with a pre-teenager who just beats up people. So for that, I'm gonna have to give him below Tommy Vercetti. He's just not that complex. James Earl Cash from Manhunt. He doesn't speak a word, but the reason I didn't put him in F is because he speaks one word. He speaks a couple words. And he also has some sort of story, big quotations there. Moral of the story is James Earl Cash is probably, besides Trevor Phillips, like the worst character in all of Rockstar games from just a moral standpoint. Because he's basically a serial killer. I mean, not really. He's a man who's committing violent crimes and relishes in murdering people over anything else. So I'm gonna give him a D above Red Harrow because I mean at least he has some personality there. Daniel Lamb from Manhunt 2. I am not gonna lie, I haven't seen Manhunt 2. I never played Manhunt 2. I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw him an F because I don't know. Cole Phelps I have seen. Cole Phelps cheats on his wife 3/4 of the way through the game, making him the most based Rockstar protagonist. I'm just kidding. Cole Phelps is great. He's a great personality. I don't know why he cheats. It's kind of the nuances of his character being explained throughout the story are done pretty poorly. I'm not gonna lie there. But Cole Phelps, he's just a cool good guy. He's also a really bad Marine commander. I just remembered that he like did a horrible job commanding Marines on Okinawa or whatever. So for that, I'm going to have to throw in below Michael DeSanta. No, I'll throw him above. He's still got way more character than Michael. So that's Rockstar Game Protagonist. We now move over to Valve Games tier list, including like everything from Valve. Jesus Christ. Now, some of these I have not played, so I'm going to put a very specific have not played. It's going to be called. It's going to be called Nope, and be blacked out because I have not played it, and you can't even see it. Let's make it white. So, let's get some of these out of the way. Of course, nobody's ever played Artifact. That's just how it is. You know that damn well. Desk Job. I think I actually did play the lab when I was setting up my Vive once. So I guess I'll keep that in there. Sure. Half-Life Decay just because that was a PlayStation 2 exclusive thing or whatever. So, and I haven't really, it's a co-op thing. So, unfortunately, I have not played that. I've also not played Half-Life Alyx. I really want to play Half-Life Alyx, but I, A, do not have enough money for a Valve Index, and B, do not have enough room for a Valve Index. So I still am going to have to get around to that at some point. That's why I've been avoiding all the spoilers on it. My stomach is hurting. We got to get through this. Anyway, Half-Life 1. Now, Half-Life 1 is Half-Life 1. I'm not going to go into super in depth with most of these games, because if you are watching this video, you play Valve games. I just know you have, and these are probably some of your favorite. Half-Life 1 is great. I think they brought out much better things after it, though. It's a great, awesome first standpoint. Yeah, Half-Life 1. Half-Life Opposing Force. I've been very outspoken about Opposing Force. I think it is better than Half-Life 1. You might be saying, that's blasphemy, man. What the hell are you talking about? Half-Life Opposing Force is better than Half-Life 1. Got better gunplay. It's shorter and way more concise, which I know doesn't sound great. It's like, I want my games to be longer. A, this is a spinoff. B, it's like $2.50 on Steam nowadays. And C, it makes replaying it way, way more fun and concise. I literally just replayed Opposing Force like a week ago, and I did it in the span of like a three and a half hours. So it's very easy to get through. There's no parts where it's like dumb and stupid, and I hate replaying it. It's just clear and concise, and it's got great gunplay, and I like the squad mechanics, even if they are a bit janky. Also, Adrian Shepard is a awesome character, and he should be brought back. And if you're saying Adrian Shepard can't be an awesome character because he has no personality and none of them speak, keep in mind 90% of all Valve characters or protagonists don't say a fucking word. Okay, so if you're like, Gordon Freeman's my favorite Half-Life character, compared to Adrian Shepard's so dumb. It's like, dude, they both say no words. It's just based on aura and looks maxing. That's how you choose these people, which one your favorite is. Blue Shift. Blue Shift is a C, unfortunately. It's not bad. It's just kind of like the black sheep of the Half-Life games trilogies. It's not the greatest. It's just the weakest of them all, unfortunately. Half-Life Uplink. I know this is that weird demo thing. I know I played this. I just don't remember anything from it. I'm not gonna lie. If it's a demo, I'm gonna throw it into D tier for a demo. Half-Life Deathmatch Classic. Gold Source Deathmatch games have never really enticed me all that much. And Deathmatch Classic sure does not change that one bit. It's just Half-Life, like, multiplayer. Half-Life Source. I know they're trolling when they put this in here because it's just Half-Life, but I mean, obviously, Half-Life Source is notoriously bad. Notoriously bad port. Just play Half-Life 1. Who cares? Half-Life 2. Now, this is many people's favorite game of all time. For me, however, it is not my favorite game of all time. I put it into an A tier. And you might be going, hey, that's even more blasphemous than what you were saying about opposing force. I'm doing a lot of ABCs here. Half-Life 2 is cool and I like it, and it's got a great story. And it revolutionized the FPS genre. However, there is about a fourth of the game, and I mean that like split up into sections. What can I think of? First of all, the airboat canal section, part of the beach driving section. What else? Some of the interior of the Citadel, and honestly, the escape, like the Red Letter Day Escape from City 17, I despise replaying those. They're especially the airboat section. The entirety of the airboat section lasts way too fucking long, and it is so fucking boring. And the puzzles, I mean, the puzzles are they're cool. They're puzzles. It's just that Half-Life 2, you're replaying it for the 15th time, and it's like I just want to get through this, man. Can we just speed this thing up? In addition, some of the weapons kind of just suck ass. The pistol blows after the first like third of the game. Sorry to tell you. Still, Half-Life 2 is great. Half-Life 2 Episode 1, um, eh, as cool as there's fun gun stuff, and the ending I think is a pretty cool climax event. I just don't know why they went through. They created these sequels to Half-Life 2 that barely innovate on anything. They're just expansions, which I mean, okay, makes sense because they're called Episode 1 and 2. But the least you could have done is maybe add like a gun or something, you know? Maybe, maybe not make the some of the portions to suck ass. Episode 2, I'll throw it actually into the same as Half-Life 2. It's kind of weird ranking single player Valve games comparative to multiplayer Valve games, but I'm gonna try my best here. I will throw it there. And you know what? I will actually throw Opposing Force down there just to appease all you Half-Life 2ers. I mean, at the end of the day, they're all just the same thing. Lost Coast, sorry, F tier. It's just it's like a 20-minute demo. Half-Life 2 Deathmatch is kind of the same. It's a bit better. It's because it's a little. I mean, Half-Life 2's shooting mechanics are a bit more fun, but it's still at the end of the day, it's just Deathmatch classic. Deathmatch is fun for boomers, not so fun for people who aren't 40 plus. Portal 1 is cool, fun, sure, yeah. Very nice concept. I know people who really like Portal with all their hearts and intents. I am not the biggest of first-person shooter puzzles, I guess. Portal 1 is still great. I'd put it above Half-Life, but I'll tell you what, I'll put Portal 2, because I think even though the engine was changed or whatever, that messes with it or whatnot, Portal 2's story and the entirety of the co-op, this was such a carry for Portal 2. I put it there because it's awesome. Day of Defeat for Gold Source. I'm sorry, you suck. I'm sorry, Day of Defeat Gold Source, but it's like that's the one game you don't return to. If anything, if you're gonna return to anything, you return to Day of Defeat Source, which gets a low B. Yeah. Low B for Day of Defeat Source. Fun, good, great, awesome, cool, but Day of Defeat has never been their most fleshed out IP and will remain to not be their most fleshed out IP. Team Fortress Classic, it's cool to go back to, but once you realize kind of the jank with it and the fact that the shotgun sucks, blows, I'm honestly going to be putting it below Day of Defeat Source. Team Fortress 2. See, if I was super duper biased to my own opinions, I'd obviously be putting this in S tier or whatnot. But I'm honestly just trying to think, like, comparative to everything else here, where does Team Fortress 2 fit? And I genuinely can't see anything else besides S tier. Like, it pretty much carved. Let's look at what Team Fortress 2 has done. Not regarding the last few years. They've shot Team Fortress 2 in the kneecaps and left it to die bleeding out. There's a lot of blood in it. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of blood in it. It ain't gonna be bleeding out for any time soon. But it's just kind of been abandoned. Anyway, what has Team Fortress 2 done? It pretty much built and defined the hero shooter genre. The first person shooter, hero shooter genre. It also, unfortunately, gave us the virus that is microtransactions with loot boxes and the keys in the crates. So, thanks Team Fortress 2 for ruining the gaming sphere for many years to come, leaving us where we are now. That being said, Team Fortress 2 is still just so replayable. And I genuinely can't think... Like, people complain about Team Fortress 2, right? Zesty Jesus is my first example that I would easily throw out. But, like, that's the only guy I can think of that's a professional TF2 whiner. If you are playing Team Fortress 2, I don't really see many people that are out there. Why am I so blurry? Let's get that fixed up real quick. I'm not seeing many people out there who are playing Team Fortress 2 who are like, oh, bro, I fucking hate this game, bro. Like, you're playing it because you want to have fun. Alright? You're playing it because you like the game. And that might be a case of, hey, bro, everybody likes the game they're playing. And it's like, yes, they do. But not many people are like, I fucking hate this game, bro. This game sucks. But they still keep playing it. I can think of a game that does have that symptom, and I will get to that soon. Ricochet, I'm sorry. Did they even make Ricochet? I thought Ricochet was a mod. Ricochet Steam. No, Valve actually did make Ricochet. Wow. Okay, well then they did a really bad job because Ricochet blows, sucks, and nobody plays it. Alien Swarm. It was a good little attempt at whatever they were trying to attempt. But it's not infinitely replayable. It kind of gets very stale after like 3 matches. For that, I'm gonna give it below at episode 1. Left 4 Dead 1 is great and absolutely shaped the zombie game genre for a bit. It goes right below Half-Life 1 because it was unfortunately killed and taken over and murdered by its good friend Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 2, the community kind of is weird nowadays because it got optimized the shit out of and versus mode exists, but Left 4 Dead 1 is still so awesome to play and so fun and has so many custom things, and the Steam Workshop support has carried it alone for many years. So I have no qualms putting it up in S tier. Alright, now we get to my least favorite series, which is Counter-Strike. That's 1.6. Counter-Strike 1.6 was unfortunately the beginning of the end for humanity's empathy. Let's not count the past thousands of years, but Counter-Strike 1, from what I remember, is just kind of like an unk game nowadays. I'm gonna definitely put it above like Alien Swarm, I think, but I don't know much about it. I don't think I've played 1.6 much. Conditions 0. Okay, so Conditions 0. Of course, these both are fundamentally just CS 1.6, like the same controls and whatnot. But they have these like the main focal point is these built-in single-player modes. Conditions 0 and Conditions 0 deleted scenes confuse me because they call Conditions 0 this, and then Conditions 0 deleted scenes, even though Conditions 0 deleted scenes has the actual like built-up missions. Meanwhile, Conditions 0 just has play Counter-Strike, but with like certain objectives. It's weird if you don't know what you're seeing. Anyway, Condition 0 is just Counter-Strike, but you're playing with like kill people with assault rifles objectives. It's weird. I do not understand what they were thinking with it. it goes fucking top D. Deleted scenes is honestly way better because the missions are like, I mean, it's just cool to see them make these missions, even though if they're just like generic good guy versus bad guy scenarios. So I'm gonna throw that there. Counter-Strike Source. I mean, Counter-Strike Source just, it's like such a staple in culture. I can't give it anything more than that. That being said, I'm not the Counter-Strike Source expert. I haven't played too much. Okay, now Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Now, from what I understand, I'm trying to look at this subjectively. Is that the right term? Subjectively? Objectively? Objectively, I guess. Yeah, objectively. Because I hate Counter-Strike. Is that Counter-Strike Global Offensive, at a certain point, I think that 2018 to 2020 kind of period, maybe a bit before that, maybe a bit after that, was like liquid gold in a jar. You had Operation Riptide, you had all these operations coming out, you had all these cool maps coming out that people really liked. I say people, like Counter-Strike players are actual human beings. They're not, let me tell you, first of all. They're horrible slugs. Anyway, it had a whole bunch of maps. It had, I'll tell you the thing I liked is map-specific factions. Map-specific agent factions, or whatever you want to call them. Because those guys are awesome, and they add lore to the whole game. The lore is actually super intricate or whatnot, despite not needing to be. All I know is that the anarchists run office, and I love the anarchists. And it was just, it was great. Even they didn't appreciate what they had until it was too late. And unfortunately for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, it was too late for them at a point. And they lost it to Counter-Strike 2. Now, Counter-Strike 2 is a scourge on the normal gamer. Counter-Strike 2 is the example of greed exemplified. They have basically, what was the term? Disemboweled Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Ripped out about 75% of its maps to give you better visuals and cooler smokes, I guess. Also, worse gunplay, I think. I think they don't like that it's running gun as much now, even though I kind of like that. But moral of the story is they took Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they chopped its legs off, and they were like, hey, we're going to make bionic legs. And guess what? The bionic legs have not and will not be delivered for many, many years. My moral of the story is here, Counter-Strike 2 sucks, and people that keep playing it, even though they're like, I hate the game, are masochists. If you hate the game and you think it's in a worse state than Counter-Strike Global Offensive, move on. Even though I know it's kind of hard to do that, you got to learn to move on. Many people have. You got to become like a monk to move on from this game. It's still, I guess I'd still put it above like Day of Defeat Source, but it's bad. It's just bad. It's the people want cash, I guess. I guess they really like that. Dota 2, I played this for about 25 minutes in 2016. So I was 12. And I immediately realized that MOBAs suck and are created by insane human beings. Now, I knew I just said I was going to look at Counter-Strike 2 objectively. I'm going to look at Dota 2 very subjectively here and say that it sucks total balls, and there's a reason only Asians play this game. I don't mean to be racist when I say that. I just mean that Asians have that weird... Okay, this is making me sound even more racist, but MOBAs are for insane human beings who are too stupid to understand the super complex games, but too smart to play normal FPS games. That's it. Dota Underworlds, I have no idea. What the fuck is that? The Lab, I think that was just like a test demo. I'm sorry, I'm going to put it in the same tier as Lost Coast, because test demos don't really count as full release experiences. Deadlock. I was about to say pleasure. I had the chance to play Deadlock just recently. And it's a third-person shooter MOBA. and I got to understand a lot more about MOBAs, especially now, because the last MOBA I played was Dota 2. I've never touched League of Legends, and I never will. So now I know what a MOBA is from a third-person shooter perspective, and it confuses me. Um, I think it has a horrible problem of being like all other games nowadays, where it is way too competitive, and all I can understand at the end of the day is that it makes people scream and it makes people get mad at their friends uh, over a competitive system that doesn't matter to anybody or anything. Anyway, Deadlock. I am honestly way confused. I'm still learning the game. Like, I played 3 matches. However, the big thing that confuses me is I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing at any given time. I also don't understand half the terms. And despite it being a third-person shooter, so the main focus is on shooting things in third person, it feels like shooting the enemy is actively discouraged. I'm not supposed to kill the enemy. I'm not supposed to push the enemy. I'm not supposed to even be around the enemy. I am just supposed to play like this is Balloons Tower Defense 6. I don't understand. I also don't understand why they didn't release this. This game has like 40 heroes. I don't know who anybody's name is. It suffers from an identity crisis where it looks like every other modern game. Like, what can I think? Overwatch. That Overwatch corporate art style is what this thing suffers from. Even if it's Valve, it looks like this could have been made by anybody else. I'm not going to lie on that aspect. That being said, it's still pretty fun. I get it can be fun when you're not being screamed at and not actively ruining your friendships. So, they also have to do a lot more with this game. And also maybe just release it instead of keeping it in early access for, what, a year and a half? 2 years at this point? Just release the fucking game. That being said, it does not top Half-Life 1. I see Deadlock as a side piece to all Valve, to like the main Valve games. Weird because they're not. It's not a Valve game. I wouldn't even consider it a Valve game at this juncture. Valve has changed so much in the past. Well, what freaking 12 years since they've last released one of their mainline games, not including Counter-Strike 2, because that is basically just them, like I said, replacing Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So I mean, like a totally new IP. They've changed so much they're not even recognizable as Valve anymore, in my opinion. I feel like this is just something totally different. That is not to discourage people who play Deadlock or people who enjoy Deadlock. Do whatever you want, buddy. Maybe just smile a bit more in life is my recommendation to you. So that's Valve games. That went way too long. And now we're on to Counter-Strike 2 weapons, even though I just said I hate Counter-Strike 2 weapons. This is to be very subjective, because I am the guy who doesn't play with rifles ever. Anyway, I also can't tell the difference between half these guns. I'll have to do my best. Okay, this is the P2000. It sucks. Don't use it. Use the USP. P250 is really good if you're hitting your headshots, I think, right? 5.7's also pretty good if you're hitting your headshots. Dual Berettas are great because I can feel max pain. CZ7, I wish I could have it on without having to replace a slot because it's kind of a funny gag weapon. The Deagle is nasty in the fingers of those who know what they're doing. The Tech 9 is also kind of nasty in the fingers of those who know what they're doing. The R8 is even nastier in the fingers of those who know what they're doing. And I don't, so I like kind of make use of it. The Glock kind of blows. Sorry. USP, good for headshots, like all these other ones. AK-47, I hate how much people actually rely on this gun. I mean, I know it's like the best gun or whatever, but it's like, man, kind of blows it. It's just like AK or OP. That's all you can do if you want to max yourself out in this game, is the AK or the operation. I throw it into C tier. I would rather pick a way better gun that I think is way cooler, and that, my friend, is my good old friend, the Krieg. He is, in my opinion, the AK's better older brother. Fuck you, AK users. FAMAS is the retarded one of the family. I'm sorry. I mean, it's cool. I honestly pick it up sometimes just because it's pretty cool to get a kill with it. But It's bad. Sorry from us. You're bad. M4A1S. It's just like, okay. I mean, it's good, but you obviously always pick up an AK. Anything. M4A4 is just like better for spray and pray version of M4A1S. Whatever. Galil is pretty alright in an eco round. Honestly, probably even better than M4. MAC-10 is stupid, silly fun. I like it. The MP5. I see a lot of people saying they hate this gun. I just recently put it back on because guess what? I love this thing. It's like it's like the Peacekeeper from Black Ops 2, where it's like a dual SMG and a dual assault rifle at the same time, and I love that. MP7, I honestly don't use. I can't really comment on that. I don't use it. Sorry. This is just the MAC-10, but a little bit worse. Put it there. Negev is slept on, but it's great if you catch people off surprise that don't know you have a Negev. You can like 4K with that thing. But as soon as the gag's out, it's pretty much like stop. Unless you have like multiple people using it at once, then you can employ suppressive fire tactics. P90, dude, I've been using this a lot. This thing is actually so goated. The P90 is actually so freaking goated, guys, because guess what? People in my premier rank do not know of the P90 surprise, or for that aspect, the PP Bison surprise, also slept on. It's horrible at long ranges, but if you can get in close, and even at long ranges, if you keep your recoil pattern really good, you can just unload with this thing. It doesn't matter that you're missing. The bullets will hit enough. I don't use the UMP, but it seems fine from what I remember. It's kind of like a middle of the road. This is the meme gun, and it's not even a good meme gun. It's a meme gun that costs like $6,000. The op is a crutch for little babies. It's called You Can't Hit Your Headshots, or you want to hold. Okay, I'm a little mad about this gun, I guess. It can be crazy in certain situations, but the amount of people I find especially in my ELO, relying on the op like a wheelchair is crazy, and it's super annoying because it doesn't feel fair half the time. Autos are a meme gun, and I never see anybody pull them out. I saw one the other day, actually, and he did nothing with it, so. I don't know. Scout, honestly, I gotta throw the Scout into the S tier. It is so good, whether... The R8 revolver is a pocket Scout, because the Scout is crazy if you know... If you are good with the Scout, dude, you can end matches right then and there. Alright, man? Headshots out the wazoo, 2-shot body shot, even with armor, like, that is fucking nasty and crazy, and I can't use it. I think the AUG is where I sit way better, though. I love the AUG. AUG is a treasured family member. XM is also a treasured family member, even though it's kind of a crutch. I'm not going to lie on that aspect. The sawed-off, I'm sorry. You kind of suck. You are the Mag 7, but actually, like, not even good. The Mag 7 can be good if you know what you're doing with it and you like get your positioning really nice with the Mag 7. The sawed-off does not have that same luxury. The sawed-off just kind of blows, and not in a good way, unfortunately. I'm sorry, sawed-off. The Nova also kind of blows, but for the cost you're getting it at and the dink potential, if you can hit your dinky do dumperoos with this thing, it can be crazy. See, we got a speed round there of Counter-Strike 2 weapons. That's it for tier list episode number 1. Thanks for watching.